Nnamdi Kanu, the self-acclaimed leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been at the center of a subversive campaign against the Nigerian state. Consequently, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested on the 14th day of October 2015. He was charged to court for treasonable felony, among other crimes. He was granted bail by the Federal High Court Abuja on the 25th day of April 2017, which bail he eventually jumped and fled abroad. While in self-exile, Nnamdi Kanu intensified a subversive campaign using online Radio Biafra to instigate violence and incite members of the IPOB to commit violent attacks against civil and democratic institutions, particularly the security personnel, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and civilians. He instigated the destruction of public and private properties across the country. As a result of these criminal activities, IPOB was proscribed and designated a terrorist organization by a federal high court sitting in Abuja, pursuant to an order made on the 20th September 2017. Despite the proscription of IPOB by the federal government, Nnamdi Kanu continued the subversive campaign, instigating and inciting broadcasts to direct members of IPOB to launch attacks on government and public institutions, among others, which resulted in loss of lives and properties. The EndSARS protest of October 2020 played into the sinister plans of Nnamdi Kanu, whereby he seized the protest through subversive and inciting online broadcasts and actively commanded and directed attacks on security personnel and facilities. As a result of these broadcasts, members of IPOB attacked and killed security personnel and burnt down police stations, correctional centers, INEC offices, bus terminals, the palace of Oba of Lagos, banks, hospitals, shopping malls, and vehicles, amongst others. On 12th December 2020, Eastern Security Network, ESN, was formed by Nnamdi Kanu as an armed wing of IPOB with the mandate to advance the nefarious agenda of the outlawed group. ESN continued to launch attacks on security personnel, civilians perceived as enemies, as well as destruction of private and public properties. The destructive activities of IPOB, ESN, pose serious threats to Nigeria's national security and its corporate existence, which resulted into re-arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and members of his group. The destructive activities of IPOB, ESN, which indeed pose serious threat to Nigeria's national security and its corporate existence, had indeed eventually resulted in re-arrest of Nnamdi Kanu precisely in June 2021, and some members of his group led to the inauguration of a presidential ad hoc committee comprising 24 members drawn from federal Federal Ministry of Justice, Federal Ministry of Information, Nigeria Police Force, Department of State Services, National Intelligence Agency, NIA, and indeed Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA. The committee, ladies and gentlemen, was inaugurated by the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, DCFR, which committee was headed by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. The essence of this press conference is to intimate Nigerian public of the fact that the committee had indeed submitted its report, and the committee, among others, finds as a fact that consequent upon the instigating directives of Nnamdi Kanu, members of IPOB-ESN carried out massive attacks on democratic institutions, especially INEC facilities, with a view to hampering democratic process in Nigeria. These attacks that were carried out between October 2020 and June 2021 include the following. 1. That acting on the instigating directives of Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB members and NSAS protesters attacked and killed many security agents, destroyed several public and private properties, including police stations, public transport buses, and other facilities across the country. 2. That on 21st October 2020, Nnamdi Kanu, through an online call-in radio program, Radio Biafra, further instigated IPOB members to burn down all police stations and kill government security forces, which was carried out, and several security personnel, especially police officers, were killed and public and private properties destroyed. 3. 175 security personnel were in consequence killed by IPOB-ESN, comprising 128 policemen, 37 military personnel, and 10 other security operatives across the country. 4. Killing of prominent Nigerians. Recently, there were gruesome killings of traditional rulers, Obi-Wan of Okodo Autonomous Community, Eze and Yacho and Anayochukwu, Dureburo and Eze Samson Osunwam of Ihebiniore Autonomous Community, as well as the killing of Alhaji Ahmed Golak on 30th May 2021. That as a consequence of Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast, there were 19 attacks on INEC facilities that resulted in the destruction of offices as well as burning of 18 INEC logistical vehicles, several election materials, equipment, and ICT gadgets in Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Cross River, Enugu, Ebonyi, and Imo states. 6. That 164 police stations and formations, including police headquarters Owerri, Imo State, were attacked by IPOB-ESN, leading to the deaths of 128 policemen, as stated in 3 above. 144 injured, while 628 vehicles were destroyed. The 396 firearms and 17,738 ammunition were carted away during the IPOB-ESN attacks. 8. That there were 3 IPOB-ESN attacks on Nigerian Correctional Service, including the headquarters of Nigeria Correctional Service, Owerri, Imo State, where 1,000 841 inmates escaped. 9, that the headquarters of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Umuahia, Abia State, was also attacked by IFOB ESN, leading to the deaths of 1 officer. That there were several IFOB ESN attacks and destruction of public and private properties during the EndSARS and Biafra agitations across the country, especially in the southeast and south-south regions, notably the Palace of Oba of Lagos, where 12 flats were completely looted and vandalized. The country home of Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzidinma, was burnt. Over 150 buses burned at Lagos bus terminal. Senator Ndoma Egba's home in Calabar Municipal, Cross River State, was completely looted and vandalized. Lagos State DNA and Forensic Center, City Hall, Racecourse, First Bank Branch Lagos, Lagos State Public Works Commission, Nigeria Port Authority, Marina Lagos, High Court Iboshere, Lagos were all burnt, among other heinous crimes committed. We also established that Kanu is not alone in his subversive activities. He has accomplices in Nigeria and abroad, individual and groups, as well as state and non-state actors who are aiding and facilitating his campaign against the people and state of Nigeria. Some of the state actors aided Kanu even as a fugitive in his destructive mission, ignoring the terrorist nature of his activities. We call on these countries to desist from aiding subversive acts by Kanu and IFOB against the state of Nigeria and its people. Conversely, there are some friendly countries which, recognizing the state of IFOB as a terrorist organization, have either banned the activities of IFOB or placed Kanu on stop list. To these peace-loving countries that have put Kanu on their stop list and banned IFOB from operating in their territories, we express our appreciation as a nation. Similarly, the federal government has received the report on financiers of Adeniyi Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho. The report revealed that Sunday Igboho is a director and signatory to Adeshun International Concept Limited, registered on 23rd April 2010. Adeshun International Concept Limited also has Oladele Oyetunji and Ederobo Adeyemo as directors. Similarly, Igboho is linked to 43 bank accounts in 9 banks. The major financier of the fugitive and separatist was found to be a federal lawmaker in the National Assembly. A total sum of 127,145,000 naira was received by Igboho from his financiers between 22nd October 2013 and 28th September 2020 through Adeshun International Concept Limited's account. A total of 273,198,200 transaction outflows was recorded from Sunday Igboho's account between 15th March 2013 and 11th day of March 2021. Investigations revealed that Adeshun International Concept Limited, belonging to Igboho, transferred the sum of between the sum of 12,750,000 to Abbal Bako and Sons. It might be recalled that Abbal Bako and Sons and its promoter, Abdullahi Umar Usman, are suspects in the ongoing joint terrorism financing investigation. Abdullahi Umar is by way of financial transactions also connected to Suraju Abubakar Muhammad, who was sentenced, for your information, to life imprisonment in United Arab Emirates on charges of financing terrorism, Boko Haram. This report shows the nexus between separatist agitation, terrorism financing, and disruption of peace in the country. The report found connections of financial transactions between Adeshun International Concept Limited belonging to Iboho and some construction companies and businesses, among others. Having received the reports, the federal government remains resolute in its determination to have a peaceful Nigeria. The federal government will do the needful within the context of the legal provisions in ensuring that the matter is given the deserved attention and those found guilty will be made to face the wrath of the law. This press briefing is intended to provide an update of what the federal government is doing within the context of the fight against terrorism, and you will be kept informed as further events unfold.